Welcome back, everybody of the Dog Bob Lee. We are here and having a good time, and we hope you are too. Our next guest is a mezzo-soprano voice and piano teacher, a professional performing arts school teaching artist for the Point C.D.C. She's with us today to speak about her plans as a performing artist in 2022. She's done a lot, she's doing her thing, and she's going to shed some light on the work that she's been doing with our youth. So please welcome to the show, Linda Collazo. Linda, welcome, welcome, welcome. How are you?
Hi, Dr. Bobley. Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah. Now, last time we spoke, you were over at the school and you were teaching a lot of youngsters. Tell us about it.
Yeah, last time we spoke, I was mainly teaching due to COVID. But that's also something I love to do. I was teaching privately, my own private studio, working with people on Zoom, which is something
Mhm.
that has kind of grown out of COVID, is that it's actually wonderful to work with people remotely. And there are many resources you could use and many ways that singers can practice and pianists can practice. And it's
Yeah.
proven to be very fun and convenient for many people. But besides that, I've also been working with the Point CDC to reinstate their free music program as well. Um, and
Mhm.
over COVID, we did like choral stuff, like ensembles with youth at the after school program. Ever since, restrictions have been lifted, and we have gotten out of quarantine to an extent, we have been able to teach in person now, and I have been able to sort of reinstate the private teaching at the Point CDC instead of like group
Mhm.
classes. It's more one-on-one based, and I think that that's better. When I was a child and I went to the Point CDC as a music student, I was in private music
Yeah.
classes, and I really credit that to me being able to do what I do now because I was exposed to that and I was given that much attention. So yeah, right now we're working on reinstating private lessons there. So
Yeah.
right now it's just voice and piano lessons, and it's a very limited number of students. I am going to be away
Uh-oh.
for
Wait a minute.
yeah, for an
What?
engagement in Florida to sing with an opera company, Opera Naples. So
Oh, wow. All right. That's
yeah,
amazing,
so I'm gonna
Florida.
be away from the point, but I am still like helping in terms of like helping provide substitute teachers and sort of
Yeah.
planning and talking about my vision and stuff like that. But yeah, that's
Wonderful.
what I've been doing over COVID, and yeah, it's still COVID, unfortunately. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna
You
keep
know,
doing that.
but we're trying to live with it now. Now you can collaborate on a different level. Before it was just all through virtual performances. But now you're in class doing your thing, right? But did you? The teachers are like, and some of the students are like, wait a minute, how long are you going to be away for?
Yeah, they're nervous, but actually interesting. They're more supportive actually. Like
Yeah,
they're amazed to see that their teacher is going away
yeah,
and singing with a company. And they like that they're working with someone that is involved in the professional level.
hmm,
Sometimes there are teachers out there that they have may have retired from performance, so they teach
right.
full time, or they never got to that point and they chose to specialize in just pedagogy. Um, so um, so it's different when you're an actual like professional singer and they see that. So it can motivate them to an extent too. And even so, like while I'm away, I'm going to try my best. I don't know if I will be able to do this to teach remotely, teach
All
online if I
right,
have
they
any
would
free
love
time.
that.
Yeah, if I
Yeah, they
have
would
any
love
free
that.
time. It might be difficult though, but I think I'll be able to fit it in.
Yeah, you can make it happen, and they would love that too. My
Yeah.
teacher's a profession. We're talking about you.
Yeah.
That's your word of mouth, right?
Yeah, I mean it's
Oh,
it's
my
really
teacher's
it's
this.
really moving because over COVID I went from like having 5 students to now I have over 20 private
All
students.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it was actually really because my students were there for me when I didn't have any performance work because of COVID, and it was really
Yeah.
devastating for me to not be singing again. And I lost contracts, and I was, like some companies
Yeah.
couldn't keep the artists, so they just let them go. So I lost major contracts, I lost like work, I lost some money. Uh, Um, so my students were the ones that actually lifted me up. And it was funny when I announced to them that I was leaving. One of them wrote to me, she's like, "Thank you so much for everything. I'm so proud of you." You know, they none of
Yeah,
them were bitter. All of them are just so excited. So
that's
it's a really
great.
nice feeling. Yeah.
And then you got Naples, Florida. And then your second contract is where?
So it's in Aspen, Colorado. It's with
Oh, okay.
the Aspen Music Festival, which is a major honor that I
Ooh,
received. So it's not really a job, it's more just a learning. It's a school, but I received a full scholarship. So and I'm going to be working with famous opera singers. One of them is Renee Fleming, which I'm not sure if you know who she is. Yeah. So it was a crazy story. I had applied to only be like an artist where I would get paid because that's
yeah.
at the level that I think I'm at. But unfortunately, I didn't get that. And they actually ended up emailing me privately, going like, we are able to give you the cover position, which means that if the person drops out, I would get that position. But we still,
Yeah.
they said, but we still really want you. Are you willing to take a studio
Of
position?
course.
They were like, are you willing to take a studio position? You know, Renee Fleming is really interested in you. Um,
Uh-huh.
and if you do get take the studio position, we will try to fund you. Like we will try to make sure you go in without having to pay much. So it's a
Yeah.
$10,000 program.
Wow.
So they're giving it to me for free, and it's a major opportunity to work with like people who are really like up there in the
So that's
industry.
still another way of getting paid,
Yeah, in a
basically.
sense,
Yeah.
it's more like experience, like it's about experience and it's, you know, it's just an amazing
And being in touch with other professionals that, like-minded people.
yeah,
You
so
can't
I'm
do
very
that.
excited. I'm very excited about that too.
That's
So that's what's happening, yeah.
that's great. What are you working on right now? What are you practicing? I know you're always in the back room. Every day you got something that you're working on
Oh
that
Lord.
you're
I'm working on
preparing
so
for.
much stuff. So for Naples, I'm going to be debuting several roles. Before Naples, I was not really performing a lot of roles. I was doing more concert work. So this is a
Uh-huh.
major stepping stone for me. I'm performing, let me see. I'm performing as, oh my gosh, what
What
Ruth
you're,
in Pirates of Penzance. I'm
uh-huh.
performing as Ruth in Pirates of Penzance. I'm performing as in an opera about bullying that we're gonna do in schools. I'm performing as
Wow.
Sky in Stop Bully, and then I'm performing in a major opera that's a bigger role for me, like the biggest role I've ever done.
Yeah.
It's her name is Old Alice, and it's in Glory Denied, and it has to do that opera has to do about like the longest captive in the Vietnam War.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a very painful story, and it's based on a
Yeah.
true story. Um, and yeah, that's what I'm preparing for. I'm just
So,
practicing it.
but thank you so much for all the wonderful work that you're doing in our school system and all the wonderful. We're waiting to see you and experience your wonderful opera talent. Um, is there a website? What's that website that you gave me before where people can go and check you out and see more of what you're doing?
So my website is www.lindacollazo.com. So that's where you could see special updates. You could see what the work I've done, read my bio. There's also a tab about lessons and getting in touch with me. So if anyone is interested in taking any lessons at all, I'm open to that. I teach all ages. But most of all, I just love to sing and give back to my community and uplift and inspire as much as I can.
When you practice, do you go, ah,
Yeah,
ah?
I do like uh I was working with a student earlier today. See oh ye, see oh ye. Just all those scales. It's really important to making sure
All the skills.
the voice is ready to sing.
Linda,
A lot of work.
thank you so much. Linda Collazo, mezzo-soprano and voice and piano teacher. We love you and we thank you. We
Thank
appreciate you.
you. Thank you so much, Dr. Bobley.
All right. Enjoy the tour and we'll see you when you get back.
Thanks.
All right. We'll take a break. We've got more coming your way next right here on Open.